can ditch it, and they're going to say I played it. Oh, we are live. So we can go right at 6 feet. You see it? All right, here we go. I'm going to get rid of this.
Morning. Oh, it's not morning anymore. I'm so used to being in the mornings. Well, it is for me. I just woke up from a nap. I almost overslept. I'm like, oh shoot, it's 6:45.
Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to another edition of Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. I'm John Preddy alongside Dylan Fiesel. Tonight's contest features the visiting Swift Current 57s and the hometown Weyburn Beavers. The 57s and Beavers, the 57s have played really well lately and got themselves back into the playoff chase here in the WCBL and Citrix East Division. So expecting a heck of a ball game here tonight.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Obviously, the Beavers had the night off on Sunday, as it was omitted due to a rain delay. Shocker this season. But we'll see if they can take advantage of some of that rest and take advantage of some home cooking as they're around for the rest of the week.
Definitely. Weather, it's a cool one tonight. Cloudy. 19 degrees Celsius, that's about 66 Fahrenheit. The wind, it feels like it is more than what reported on the weather apps. It's saying that it's about 7 to 11 kilometers an hour, and that's about 5 to 8 miles an hour. And maybe it's just because it's south wind and kind of blowing right in the booth, it feels like it's more. And because it's cold, it feels like it's more.
It's a cold wind, yeah. I mean, it said 20 degrees right now. It does not feel like it. I mean, the sun has gone away. There is a chance we could see some rain later on. We'll see. About a 60% chance. Shouldn't be anything too crazy, and hopefully it stays away long enough to get a full ball game in.
Yeah, hopefully there's been enough washouts that our end of the season is going to get pretty congested with double headers, and nobody really wants that heading into the playoffs. The umpires for tonight's game, behind home plate, Jordy Dwyer. At first base is Kevin Cooley, and Braden Lonsbury draws the third base duties here tonight at Tom Lang Park. And we will take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game. And we will start off with the team that will bat first. I have a roster with the numbers. They didn't put the numbers on their roster, so I'm working on it here. Leading things off is number 23, Lucas Geisler, and he'll play left field tonight. Hunter Fujimoto, a newcomer to the lineup. He'll wear number 13 and play center field tonight. Jake Hiramoto is at third base, batting third, number 33. Keegan Noller is the designated hitter this evening, and just looking for Noller's number here. There it is, number 34. Now those two guys, Hiramoto and Noller, they lead the WCBL with 7 home runs apiece. So
that's pretty good to put them in 3 and 4. I mean, kind of makes sense, but yeah, when you have that pop back to back like that, it makes it interesting for opposing pitchers.
Isn't that the truth? Jake Steffes is the starting shortstop, batting fifth and wearing number 50. Hudson Unger, number 7, is the right fielder this evening, and he'll bat sixth. Mace Wheeler, another guy that I haven't seen before, he's behind the plate tonight, and he'll wear number 14 and bat seventh. Rydell Adair, the local Swift Current product, is the first baseman tonight. And if I'm not mistaken, Rydell does wear number 9. I was correct on that. Jake Rogensack is the second baseman and the number 9 hitter this evening, and he wears number 41. The starting pitcher for the 57s on the evening is number 35, Sam Honke. Moving over to the Beaver side of the ledger. This one's a little easier for us. Leading it off and playing center field, number 3, Hugh Montgomery. Number 15, Ryan Dauphiny. Mr. Weyburn is in right field tonight and back in second. Joe Medill, the left fielder, will bat third and wear number 8. Number 6, Trevor Dale, plays position number 6, the shortstop, and he will be in the cleanup spot tonight. Rob Gurney in the 5 hole, number 10, and he will be behind the plate, catching his 100th game as a Weyburn Beaver. Nobody has caught more games than Rob Gurney, and this is number 100. Austin Boylan, number 12, after that scary incident back in the lineup, he's DHing tonight. His parents, his mom and his stepfather were in town over the weekend. Jared Cramp starts at third base tonight, wearing number 2, and he will bat 7th. Braden Mancourt, first base tonight, number 7, and he will bat 8th, and rounding out the order in the 9 spot, number 5, Ryan Weaver, and he gets the nod at second base tonight. The starting pitcher tonight is Logan Lynch, and Sam Honke, his last start was a really good one. He went 7 innings and got a win. I want to say he didn't give up any earned runs.
He gave up 1 hit, no earned runs. I believe he walked 3, but other than that, he was fantastic in that win. It was a pitching duel in that one. There was no hits recorded until the 5th inning. It was between him and Spencer.
Oh, that's Lynch. I was Honky of the Swift. His last start.
Oh,
was
yeah,
really good.
yeah.
The last 3 starts have been brilliant for Logan Lynch.
Yeah, and so we might end up having another pitcher's duel here tonight between these guys. I mean, it's tough sledding for some of these hitters, but as you mentioned, you got some pop for the 57s. The Beavers trying to get some consistency throughout their lineup and get some pop as well. So we'll see if they'll be able to handle some of these starting pitchers tonight.
It's a really interesting thing when you're at a game in Mitchell Field. You will not believe how the ball flies there. It's not a small park. It's a properly sized ballpark, but the ball just absolutely sails there. So it's a little different here at Tom Lang. Tom Lang, the dimension's not dissimilar, maybe 5 feet deeper in the corners than Mitchell Field, but center field is both 400, both places. The ball does not fly here the same way.
No, and pretty tall fence as well. So you got to really get a good piece of it if you're driving one out here at Tom Lang. And like I said, with these pitchers that are throwing tonight, it could be easier said than done, but these are some pretty skilled hitters as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I'm just going to pull up the league standings here, and we can run through the standings while Stephen Wilson runs through the starting lineups on his end.
I can talk about Honky for a minute here.
Sure.
7 2/3 for him. He's given up 7 hits, 5 earned runs, just 1 walk and 7 strikeouts. A 5.87 ERA. Not a whole lot of work. He does have 1 win in the 1 game he's started so far, but pretty good start for him. I don't know if that was just the 1 game where he pitched 7 innings, but if that's the case, 5 earned runs over those 7 innings in the win. So look for him to try and continue that. And then obviously we'll talk about Lynch once he's up on the bump.
Yeah, we're going to have a moment there for sure to talk about the native of Cartersville, Georgia. So in Citrix East Division standings, the Moose Jaw Miller Express, a little surprisingly, lead the way with a 12-6 record. The Saskatoon Berries in second place at 11-6, just a half game back. The Weyburn Beavers, 7 wins, 9 losses, only 3 losses behind the leaders. So if you win those games and get a little help, it's not an insurmountable thing to say that you are competing for first place still. The Medicine Hat Mavericks in fourth at 9-12. The Regina Red Sox are 7-10, a half game back of the Beavers in 5th place. And only 2 games back of the Beavers are these 57s have clawed their way to a 5-11 record after a really slow start.
One thing for the Beavers is they do have games in hand so far. There's been a lot of cancellations this year. Just a 7-9 record. If my math serves me right, that's 16 games played. I mean, the 57s also have 16. So comparison to, the Medicine Hat Mavericks, who've had 21 games played, a lot of ground for the Beavers to make up, even though they're under that 500 mark and still sitting in third.
Yeah, I mean, and not to mention, they only have to get 3 outs to be 8-9. That on July 8th, so we got a
Yeah.
little time to wait for that, and a long road trip before that takes place. Over in the Play Alberta West Division, the Lethbridge Bulls and Okotoks Dogs are battling for the lead. The Bulls 8/1000ths of a percentage point ahead of the Dogs with a 13-5 record, with the Okotoks Dogs at 15-6. So a virtual tie for first place, to be honest.
But a few games in hand for the Bulls, who have been streaking as of late, so we'll see if they can continue that.
We'll pause for the anthem and finish that up in a bit. Welcome back to Tom Lang Park. We'll finish up our look at the West Division standings. In third, the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And you want to talk games in hand. Okotoks has played 21 games. Sylvan has played 17. And Energy City's only played 13. So there's a lot to shake out in those standings. But the Bulls, the Dogs, and the Gulls all pretty cemented in those top 3 spots. And then in 4 to 6, the Energy City Cactus Rats on winning percentage, 5 and 8 are in 4th place. The Fort McMurray Giants in 5th with a 6-11 mark, and the Brooks Bombers at a 3 and 14 clip are in 6th spot. It wasn't that long ago the Bombers were pretty tight with the Cactus Rats and the Giants, but a little bit of slide here for the Bombers. They're looking to get things going.
Yeah, when you take a look, obviously you see a big transparency between the top 3 and the bottom 3 in that Western Conference. A lot of room for the Cactus Rats to make up ground, as they've only played 13 games, but it looks like it's a Bulls, Dogs, and Gulls kind of division out in the West. We'll see if any of those other teams can make up some ground. Here in the East, though, it's much more open. You got the Miller Express, who've been playing well, the Saskatoon Berries, who have always had a great team, but there's still a lot of room for teams like the Weyburn Beavers, the Medicine Hat Mavericks, and even the Regina Red Sox to make up some ground. So I think come time, crunch time in August and those dog days, we could see some very tight playoff races.
Oh, it's going to go right. I think it's going to go right down to August 5th, and we've got a doubleheader on that day already now with all the rainouts. So doubleheader in Regina on August 5th could go a long way in determining some playoff seedings.
Well, and for the Beavers, that's why a game like this on home turf against a division rival in the 57s, the 57s are 5-11. But as you said, they've been gathering some steam lately. For the Beavers, if you're going to want to make that playoff push, you have to take down those teams that are in your division that are, a little bit underneath you. If you can't pick up those wins, it becomes very tough when you're trying to squeak away wins against some of the best teams in the WCBL.
And one of the things I like tonight is Logan Lynch has been scheduled for this day for 2 starts ago. It's been metered out, and with the doubleheader cancellation yesterday, there's always some question. Do you bump him back? And it's like, heck no, we're going to throw Logan Lynch on his scheduled day.
Yeah.
And then we're going to keep everything on schedule for the road trip.
Yeah, well, and I don't know if you need any excuse to throw Logan Lynch on the mound. 24 innings pitched. He's given up 20 hits, but only 5 earned runs, 6 total. He's walked 9, but struck out 15 for an eye-popping 1.88 ERA. He's got a 3-1 record in 4 games started. He has been looking like one of the best so far.
5 earned runs, and 4 of them were in his first start.
Oh, so only 1 earned run after the last, 20 innings is pretty incredible.
So leading things off is Lucas Geisler for the 57s. And first pitch occurs at 7:10 p.m. And it is in there for a strike. Logan Lynch from Reinhardt University, hometown Cartersville, Georgia, in the Atlanta area. That's in there, and quickly, Lynch had 0-2 on Lucas Geisler.
Well, last time he was here, that was the biggest key for him. Early strikes, get up in the count early. Now 0-2, going to see if he can put him down.
That's a good 0-2.
Well, and that's a pitch he's really worked on, and that backdoor slider, trying to catch that outside edge. It's hard for a hitter to really see it. It looks like it starts way out and then catches that portion there. Kind of freezes you.
Geisler on the year, a .250 batting average coming into this one. And that's hit well into the right center gap. Medill over to get it, and a leadoff double for Lucas Geisler.
A nice piece of hitting there from Geyser. Obviously, you got to defend 1-2, so he's probably going to be swinging. It seemed like that curveball just kind of floated a little bit over the heart of the plate, and Geisler able to get a good piece of it, drive it to the wall out in right center, and a stand-up double.
That'll bring Hunter Fujimoto to the plate, and I'm pretty certain
he's a newbie.
This is his first action.
Comes out of Santa Clara University in San Diego. That is Fujimoto and I believe Wheeler, the new additions, as he takes strike 1. I saw it on their Facebook page, or Mace Wheeler, yeah,
okay,
he'll be behind the plate,
catcher,
but
yep.
they're both from Santa Clara University in San Diego, taking business.
That just stays wide, 1-1. So some reinforcements early in the season for the 57s. Jake Hiramoto in the on-deck circle. He's been a beast for the 57s so far all season long. Swing and a miss. That sounded like it had a little snap.
Yeah, that was, made that nice clap sound off the glove. Good velocity.
1-2. And that's hit foul the other way, out of play. Almost ricochets right back into the field of play. I don't know what a hit over there.
Yeah, he's a California boy through and through, Fujimoto. Went to Valley Christian High School in San Jose and then Santa Clara University for the Broncos.
Lynch checks the runner. I advise you not to go, Lucas Geisler. I mean, there's a real good arm behind the plate and an old baseball adage that you're never the first or third out at third base.
Well, and especially against a left-handed hitter, Gurney's got a clear view of that third base line. You don't have to throw over the shoulder. He can pop up as a right-hander and really gun it.
Yeah, if he goes, it's not a wise decision. Ground ball up the middle, and that's a base hit. That will be an RBI single. So an early lead for the 57s.
Well, and real gritty baseball early on, hitting in 1-2 counts. Geisler drives a double out to right center on a 1-2 count, and then Fujimoto, back against the wall, able to drive a single right up the middle, right past Logan Lynch, and gets the first run of this ball game.
So Jake Hiramoto will be the hitter, and they get ready for some eye-popping numbers. Time called.
Oh, yeah. Found those eye-popping numbers. Hiramoto, a 463 average, and that's going to be a balk.
Logan Lynch slipped as he went to deliver that pitch. And that'll advance Hunter Fujimoto to second on the balk.
Yeah, so Hiramoto obviously hitting in the 3-hole, 463 average. He's had 22 runs on 31 hits, 24 RBIs. That is in first on the 57s by a mile. 7 doubles and 7 home runs.
So there's a lot of quick dry on the mound. The field generally in pretty good shape for the considerable amount of rain we got yesterday. This game was in doubt, make no mistake. You can see the quick dry on the mound and around home plate to dry up those crucial areas, but Logan Lynch having a little trouble with his footing. So that breaking ball, the slider catches the inside edge, right at the knees of Jake Hiramoto.
When you see a lot of teams, pitchers will have that, scraper behind the mound right by their rosin bag to kind of get some of that gunk out of their cleats. One sails foul.
So from the inside to the outside.
Well, in that first breaking ball, on the inside corner, it was almost more like a cutter, real hard, fast movement. That one, a more traditional breaking ball, a long-reaching slider that covers a lot of horizontal movement. We'll see what he does here, 1-2.
Keegan Noller in the on-deck circle for the 57s. Time is called. Granted by Jordy Dwyer late.
Yeah, that's a late time call. But favorable for Hiramoto. That looked like a good pitch on the outside corner fastball. We'll see if he goes back to it.
Good piece of hitting there by Hiramoto. Lynch staying low and away on the powerful Jake Hiramoto.
Well, and something I noticed with Hiramoto, he is in tight to the plate. His toes pretty much overhanging the white on the inside. He's trying to really cover that outside part of the plate. We'll see if maybe Lynch wants to attack inside, but against a dangerous power hitter, that's risky.
I'd come in. Just don't get it up. Come in. Runner goes, and it's fly to right field. Medill under it makes the catch. One away. That's a big out.
Yeah, and Fujimoto able to come back. That ball hung up in the field there long enough for Fujimoto to come back. If that's a fly out to second base, it might be a double play opportunity on a hit and run, but a big out against a dangerous hitter in Hiramoto, but now you got another one in Noller.
Keegan Noller, the designated hitter.
Not as eye-popping of an average as Hiramoto at 281, but he's got 19 RBIs and 7 home runs with 4 doubles, so a lot of pop in that bat. He's kind of an all or nothing. He also has 26 strikeouts on the year, which is far and ahead the leader on the 57s. As you can kind of see with that cut there, that's a hefty cut. He says sometimes power hitters live by the sword and die by the sword when it comes to swings and misses. You think of guys like Aaron Judge, but
yeah, the league doesn't care anymore.
Runner goes to third, throw down in
And
time, and he is out by a mile.
I told you.
Yeah.
I told you, don't do it. You wouldn't listen.
Well, and you also noticed there, too, that slide was kind of awkward. It's wet around that base path. You're not going to get that slide that you really want. You kind of end up stopping. So,
I think that was supposed to be a contact play, and the pitch up
Yeah.
out of the zone, Noller couldn't go get it.
that's the second out. So with a 1-2 count, chance to get out of the inning.
That's 3 caught stealings in the last 2 days for Rob Gurney.
And that one might have been the easiest for him. He had him by a mile. Hiramoto, no chance.
Yeah, that's why I say I think it was supposed to be the contact play.
Yeah, hit and run.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Great pitch there. And Noller not liking the quick dry in the batter's box, but what are you going to do? I mean, our pitcher fell and gave up a balk. So, 1 run on 2 hits, no Weyburn errors, and no runners left on base after a half inning of play. The Swift Current 57's won, and the Weyburn Beavers coming to bat. And we'll have it for you on Coast Hotels Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege when we return. Needed to go scoreless for 3.
Yeah.
He was 18 and 2/3 quarter.
Wow. Oh, well.
That's how it goes. He will settle in now, and he'll go 7 innings.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of like his game against Medicine Hat there. You know,
Yeah.
2 walks issued, and then just.
And it was over. Hey? Oh, is he? Yeah. They're not supposed to in this league.
What's that?
Well, in college they have a headset that the mound call or the dugout calls all the pitches. The catcher has no input, and they also in college have like an iWatch. You get messages. So Sam Honke, the starting pitcher tonight for the Swift Current 57s, and I'm just gonna try and see what his last start was, because I can't remember specifically, but I know it was a good start against the Regina Red Sox. He went 6 innings, allowed 3 hits, and no runs, no earned runs, 5 strikeouts, no walks. He hit 2. In 75 pitches. So
Yeah, so kind of a tough first start for him, but was able to really clean things up in his second. So
yeah, the first one was an inning and 2/3 and gave up 7, 5 earned. So
yeah,
so a little more dialed in the second time. So Hugh Montgomery will lead things off for the Beavers. It's in the dirt, ball 1.
Montgomery, good start to the year. 250 right at the Mendoza line. He's got 10 RBIs, 1 triple, 3 doubles, and 4 walks.
So 2 balls and no strikes to count to Hugh. Hugh Montgomery from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Attends Mayville State University in Mayville, North Dakota. That one's in there for a strike, 2-1. Ryan Dauphiny on deck. Joe Medill also due up to face Sam Honke. And the 57s have spotted him a 1-0 lead. Curveball is high. 3-1. So a hitter's count for Hugh. Really good speed Montgomery has. The Swift Current outfield playing pretty shallow. Base on balls. So a leadoff walk, and those can be deadly.
Yeah, good eye there from Montgomery. Worked himself 2-0, then 3-1, and, was able to see that one go into the dirt and ends up with the first runner on the base paths for the Beavers.
Okay, they had the order backwards on social media on me, so Medill is the 2-hitter.
Oh, that's going to create some work for you, John.
Well, a little scribble.
We need some whiteout up in the booth.
We're good. We're good. This isn't the official score sheet. This is the one that keeps us on track.
Medill takes first strike.
Outside. 1-1.
And a quick pop up behind the plate there from the new addition to the 57s, trying to keep Montgomery in check.
There's Joe.
Yeah, Medill, a 278 average. He's got...
The OBP is good.
Yeah, 7 RBIs, though, and 2 home runs. There's a throw over, good snag at first to keep that in front.
Yeah, both of Joe's home runs, solo shots, one in Saskatoon and one here at Tom Lang Park.
He's got 2 doubles and also 11 walks. Only Mr. Maincourt's got more than him, and we know how good he is.
And that's hit down the first baseline. Fielded by Adair. Steps on the bag. Gets the out. There's a force. Are we going to... Nope, bobbled. So Montgomery goes to second on the ground out. As a ground to Adair unassisted for the first out. Montgomery advances basically on the fielder's choice and goes to third. Are they going to charge an error on the
I believe
bobble?
a throwing error, maybe. That one was kind of in the dirt, but we'll have to look and confirm. Yeah, kind of a tough play there at first. Ball hit down the line, kind of had to dive on the bag, and when that happens,
well, he definitely went on the throwing error.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and so.
So it's going to be E3T.
Yeah. And so, when you dive on the bag, obviously takes the force out of the equation. Now you got to have a tag out, so you got to have a good throw to second, that one not on line. And Montgomery advances to third and a runner in scoring position with 1 out as Ryan Doffney will swing and miss for strike 1.
And Doff is, after a hitless game 1, has been on a little bit of a tear.
Yeah, it's not the biggest sample size. He's had 14 at-bats, but a 429 average. He's got 6 hits, 5 RBIs, 1 home run, and 3 walks in that time. So looking to keep the hot bat hot on this chilly Monday night in Weyburn.
Well, a fly ball will do the job here. Braden Mancourt in the on-deck circle.
Oh, and slap foul, and good piece of hitting there from Doffany. You saw not a whole lot of rotation on the hips, more so in the hands. If you can kind of slap it out to right field there, infield or outfield moving in as well, trying to see if they can get a throw to home.
Foul tip squeezed by Mace Wheeler. 2 away.
Yeah, tough one there for Doffany. Said just a little bit under that ball, and foul tips into the glove. Wheeler able to hang on to it, and that's a big out for the 57s as now focus is just on the batter.
So Braden Mancourt, she had completely the wrong lineup on me on social media. Mancourt in the 4 spot. Okay.
Called strike there on Maincourt and a throw down to third. Montgomery able to come back easily. Maincourt, I believe
I'll see what other changes I have to make. Boylan is in the 5 spot, I can tell you that right now, because he's in the on-deck circle.
Maincourt, 250 right at the Mendoza line once again, but he has 11 RBIs, 2 home runs, and 13 walks. So real good patience and starting to show some good pop for the veteran.
1-1 the count to Braden Mancourt.
That one on the bottom half of the plate, and Mayo kind of shaking his head a little bit, but now 1-2.
So I know Dale's in the 6 spot now. Ground ball off the glove of Honky. Charging it is Rogan Sack, and he won't have a play.
And that's going to drive in a run and tie things up here for the Beavers, and a big one there. Is good job for main court just getting a ball in play. And Honky unable to field that cleanly from the pitcher's mound. Kind of slowed that ball up. It might have been a tough play even if he didn't touch that, as that ball kind of dies in the wet grass. But
I think he might have gave it a chance, actually.
He might have, yeah. Either way, main court gets on base, and
that's an infield single to me.
I would agree.
Swing and a miss from Austin Boylan.
Biggest part, though, drives Montgomery in from third base, and the Beavers respond in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, that's a big run. You want to answer that run. And if you can answer every time the other team scores, you're going to be in real good shape.
Well, and we kind of mentioned, in the break there for Lynch, his last start here against the Mavericks, had a bit of a shaky start. He walked a couple and got himself in a little bit of trouble, was able to get out of it, and then just settle down and threw 6 innings of beautiful work.
That's down 1-1.
So if you expect or hope that Lynch can come out in the second and really shore things up and give your team a chance to win.
So officially an RBI single for main court. That's down 2 balls and a strike.
When Boylan returning from injury, so not a whole lot of work for him. Actually, he does have quite a few appearances. At 294, he's got 17 hits, 3 doubles, or 17 RBIs, 3 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs to go with 9 walks. As you see, a really good eye there, taking that one outside to make it a 3-1 count. And, went down with injury last time he was here. Great to see, able to come back. It was scary, the collision with Trevor Dale out in left field, as the freshman's been great so far for Calvin Williams Beavers.
And it's down, ball 4. So second walk of the inning, and how big is that infield single now when you get to bring a couple of more hitters to the plate?
Well, and, it's early in the game, but the pitch count's starting to run up a little bit. That was the 21st pitch for Sam Honky so far, just in this first inning, when it looked like he was kind of, he gave up that hit to Montgomery, but, back-to-back outs, and looked like he was going to cruise through the inning. Now, not so much. Nice 2-0 rally for the Beavers.
And Trevor Dale comes to the plate. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Dale, not a whole lot of sample size, but 188 average. He's got 5 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a home run. Does have 9 strikeouts, though. 1 walk.
That's in there for a strike. So Dale behind 0-2. This going to be a low off-speed pitch.
Yeah, and probably nowhere close.
It's going to be in the dirt. It should be.
Yeah, that's where I'd put it.
And he goes outside with the fastball down.
Good hold there from Dale. Probably not a competitive pitcher. Honky actually made that a little closer than maybe would have on a 0-2 count, trying to freeze Dale. Now we'll see if he spins one in the dirt here, 1-2.
Jared Cramp in the on-deck circle for the Beavers. In the dirt. A straight change, it looked like.
Yeah. And a good block in behind home plate there, as that ends up going through the wickets. Then you have runners in scoring position. A single would drive in 2.
So a 2-2 count with 2 out to Trevor Dale. And if there's anybody that could hit one out into this wind, I think Dale showed me that in the past, that he's a guy who could do it. Full count.
A good job from Dale, able to work the 0-2 all the way back to full. Now the runners will be going here with 2 out. And For Dale, it's anything close, just try and put bat on ball. You're not overthinking it. Don't want a home run in this case. Maybe you could slap a single out and then drive in 2 runs.
I think he's going to get a pitch to hit. He does not get a pitch to hit, and he's on.
Yeah, curveball, seeing if he'll chase it. And good patience there from Dale to lay off and see the spin out of the hand. You kind of knew that one was going to spin all the way out of the zone, and now that's going to draw a mound visit here with the bases loaded and 2 out, as Sam Honke's pitched himself into a bit of a jam here early.
So visit number 1.
Well, and you never really want to come out for a mound visit in inning 1. What do you have, 2, 3 a game?
You get 6 total.
6 total.
And a visit by the catcher counts.
Yeah.
So.
But, I mean.
It doesn't count when you go to get him.
Yeah. But I think maybe just, hey, settle things down here. Let's get this guy out and try and limit the damage to just 1 run in as the Beavers knocking on the door.
Boy, a real nice mix of left-handed and right-handed hitters tonight for the Beavers. Jared Cramp from the left side. Bases loaded and 2 out for Jared. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Cramp, tough average for him, 154. He does have 7 RBIs, 2 doubles and a triple. Does have 11 strikeouts and 4 walks, but just trying to get some more hits out of him as he's got 6 through 39. One fouled back to the screen.
And Cramp right on time on that. Just under it.
Well, and boy, an opportunity here for Cramp with the bases loaded. You put one into some grass and drive in a couple and keep this train rolling.
Breaking ball hangs outside. I think the outside location, but I don't think he wanted it up like that.
No, that one not really an enticing pitch on an 0-2 count. As for a lefty, you're going to see that one sail away from your eyes. We'll see if he goes inside 1-2.
He did, up and in, and fouled off nicely by Jared Cramp.
Well, and that's the pitch out and up is a setup pitch in that sense. You know, it draws your eyes to the outside half, and then you try and jam his hands in on the inside part. But a good job from Cramp just getting a piece of it.
That bounces, gets away from Wheeler, and here comes Mancourt, and he scores. The Beavers take a lead on a wild pitch.
Well, and he said a pretty good job, actually, from the newbie behind the plate there, Wheeler, if I'm not mistaken. Wheeler?
Got a good piece of it.
Yeah, got right off the helmet there, and ended up bouncing not too far away from home plate, but as soon as that happens, you kind of get discombobulated as a catcher. No idea where it is, and Mayo's able to come on home, and Beavers now have the lead.
Just good base running there by Mancourt, and probably good coaching by Avery Kirkup down in the third base box. That's lifted in the air behind third base. Hiramoto has it, and that's going to retire the side. But the Beavers do get 2 runs on 1 hit. There was 1 swift current error and 2 runners left on base, both of them in scoring position. So after 1 complete, the Beavers 2, the 57s 1. And we'll be right back after this. we're back. John Preddy with Dylan Fiesel, and coming up for the 57s in the top of the second inning, the shortstop Jake Steffes, the right fielder Hudson Unger, who had a grand slam the other night for the 57s, and the catcher Mace Wheeler.
5, 6, 7 due up for the 57s. Jake Steffes, really good year for him. 320 average. He's got 8 hits, 7 runs, 4 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a home run. Only struck out 3 times so far. That's almost the best on the 57s. Only Rydell Adair has got a better strikeout percentage than him. 4 walks as well. And some pretty good speed from Steffes. He's got 1 stolen base so far in the year.
Yeah, and speaking of stolen bases, what a huge caught stealing that was on Hunter Hugimoto when Rob Gurney had him dead to rights.
Yeah.
It was a big, big out.
Yeah, it's a hit and run without the hit, and a pretty easy punch out for Gurney throwing down the third. That one in there for strike 1.
Does feel like Logan Lynch is going to settle in.
Well, and we kind of talked about that too, in his start against the Medicine Hat Mavericks. A bit shaky, 2 walks, but settled in and threw, beautiful the rest of the game. We'll see if he can replicate that here tonight.
Just down. 1-1.
And that's not a bad pitch. You want that on the bottom part. If a hitter does get a piece of it, probably just going to roll over into a ground out.
That's in there. The slider into the inside edge. A really nice pitch.
Yeah, and Steph's maybe thought that one was a little bit low in regards to the pitch before, but nice location, and Lynch quickly ahead 1-2.
And a ground ball off the grass. Dale picks it up and pulls Mancourt off the bag, and a great play by Mayo to apply the tag.
Yeah, I said Dale with a running throw, and on the inside part pulls Mancourt off the bag, but you see that's a veteran move. Any first baseman, first step, catch the ball. If you can't catch the ball, the play's dead.
Ball
Second
first.
step, if you could get your foot on the bag at the same time, even better, but if not, apply the tag. Mayo does so, and a big first out here for Lynch.
And Hudson Unger will be the hitter.
Not a bad year for Unger, 256. He's got 10 RBIs, which is third on the 57s, on 10 hits, 10 runs, 10 RBIs, 2 doubles, and 1 home run. He does have 6 walks.
Outside, got away from Lynch. Maybe lost his footing. Or his grip, one or the other.
Yeah, just trying to spin that backdoor slider, and it kind of fell off and into the dirt there, so 1-1.
Mace Wheeler on deck for the 57s. And that's hit to the gap. That's going to be down. Extra bases for Hudson Unger. They're going to send him. Dale's got a gun, but he's in there safely.
Yeah, real close play. You said it. Dale, kind of threw that with some conviction. The throw to the cutoff man was a bit of a looper, and that was able to give him enough time to get to third, but Dale made it close. And for Lynch, you have that backdoor breaking ball that kind of fell off, but that one, slowed it down a little bit, and once again kind of left it over the heart of the plate and ended up getting drove out to deep right center.
Pitch number 1 to Mace Wheeler, in there for a strike. No at-bats for Mace Wheeler. Not much to talk about there.
No. Said a new addition out of Santa Clara University for the Broncos in San Diego, California.
Sure,
Probably a lot warmer there.
Edge of the grass, cramp at third base.
Ooh, that's a good pitch on the outside part. Just misses.
Yeah, I thought that was going to get the positive call, and it didn't.
And for
Really
Lynch,
close.
that is a pitch you have to left-handed hitters. That fastball on the down and outside corner. That is bread and butter.
And a ground ball. Weaver over to 1. An RBI ground out for Wheeler. 4-3.
It does your job as, for Wheeler, you're just trying to get a ball in play, even a ground out or a ground ball or, fly out. Besides a pop out to the infield was probably going to drive you in a run, and able to get a productive out there for Wheeler. That'll upgrade the team chemistry.
I think the throw had a lot of arc from the outfield on the triple because they didn't expect him to go.
No, it maybe caught him off guard a little bit, but said pretty good speed there from Unger.
Definitely.
As Adair takes ball 1.
Dale made it close.
Yeah. Good year for Adair. 294 average. He's got 5 hits. No runs batted in yet. He's got a double, 4 walks. Not a massive sample size for him, only 21 plate appearances.
A local guy and one of the few returnees for the 57s on this 2026 roster. That sails wide. 2 balls and a strike.
Interesting as a local to not get that many plate appearances and at-bats, maybe battling injury early on this season.
I think that might have been the case. There we go. Lynch back in the zone, 2-2. And that's fouled out of play.
And this a big at-bat for Lynch, just confidence sake. You end up giving up that earned run on that triple. Now an opportunity in a 2-2 count to get out of this inning, get you guys back on the sticks.
And a good piece of hitting there from Rydell Adair.
Yeah, as I mentioned, his strikeout rate, just 2 strikeouts so far in 17 at-bats, so he'll fight.
And another one. So you've been living on the outside edge. How about you bust one inside here?
Yeah, and a hard fastball would be what I would try and do. See if you can jam them up and in.
Just don't miss.
Yeah, definitely don't want to put them on, but you gotta have convection as a pitcher.
It's like Gurney set up inside and up.
Yep.
And a really good at bat for Rydell Adair as he lines a single to left center.
And that is just Lynch missing his spot. You'd mentioned Gurney set up on the inside corner, but that pitch kind of a fastball on the outer half. And for Adair, who's in a defensive batting stance, that's, a really good ball to hit just over the shortstop into the outfield for a single and keeps the inning alive.
Yeah, you have to get that on the hands.
Yeah.
Jake Rogensack, the second baseman, comes to the plate with 2 out.
Tough year for Rogensack. 163 average, just 7 hits through 43 at-bats. He does have 3 RBIs, 2 doubles, 12 strikeouts, and 6 walks.
1-0 the count to Rogensack. Lucas Geisler, the top of the order on deck. There's a slider that catches the beautiful backdoor slider there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled off. So Lynch ahead 1-2. Adair not getting a huge jump over there. Maincourt holding him on.
No steals for Adair this year, so I don't really want to get thrown out to be the third out of the inning.
I know their roster well enough to know who is a threat to steal, but I do not know who is not necessarily a threat.
Yeah, well, I said, I mean, even it's just situational based in that one. You know, 2 out, you don't want to be that guy. It's
Oh, there's Beavers that I can say are not a threat to steal.
yeah,
Oh, he comes inside, and I like the location.
yeah.
Great idea. He just missed.
No, some players are not threats to steal. I mean, that's just baseball. David Ortiz was never a threat to steal.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Prince Fielder.
Rogensack gets around on that and fouls it down the first base line. It's still 2-2, but the 57's able to work that pitch count to Logan Lynch in the inning.
Yeah, they've done a really good job, especially a Darren Rogensack here to get long at bats.
It was quick up to them.
Yeah.
So Adair, he kind of flipped the inning. And a soft contact hit through the 5-6 hole for a single.
And that's, just good hitting out of your 8 and 9 hitters. You know, Adair, long at bat, able to get a bloop single. And then Rogensack follows it up with one of his own, and this will bring out a mound visit. And now rounds up to the top of the order, and Lucas Geisler with runners aboard.
So first visit by pitching coach Jackson Henderson.
When Lynch now already up to 45 pitches in just 2 innings. You know, when it was kind of a tough start against Geisler and Fujimoto, but it was able to clean it up against Hiramoto and Noller. But so far in the second, you know, a good start against Steffes. Unger able to get that triple in. Was able to get Wheeler to ground out, but then back-to-back hits for Adair, and Rogensack rounds up to the top of the order.
5 hits in the ball game for the 57's. That just tails away, ball 1.
Geisler had that hard double out to right center to kick off this ball game, but he was able to come all the way around and get the first run of the ball game. But then said Lynch was able to clean it up and get out of the first. One right on the inside part for a strike. Count runs 1-1.
So I always wonder when the guys from the deep south, how much this cold weather, man, like
Oof.
even for us,
Yeah.
I wonder how much that affects performance. Checks the runner. And he was leaning.
Yeah. I said that kind of leg kick and turnaround froze him a little bit on second, and unfortunately just unable to get second baseman back in time.
He didn't plan to throw it.
No, that was...
And line to Jared Cramp, and he makes a nice play to retire the side. So the threat is extinguished, but not before the 57s get a run on 3 hits. There were no Weyburn errors and no runners left on base.
Two, I believe.
Two.
Yeah, runner
2.
on first and second.
1 in scoring position. Yeah, you're right. They left already.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, after 1.5, we're tied at 2 here at Tom Lang Park, and we'll be right back with the bottom of the second after this. There we go. See, even their summary doesn't have the hits. It drives me bananas. Like, I think this is a pretty low quality thing. I think the league made this thing. They went with a format that's not ready for prime time. Clouds are looking a little darker to the south of us here, but generally speaking, that doesn't come this way. But somebody's getting rain somewhere.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the radar here. And said rain's supposed to start within the next hour, and the wind is picking up a little bit. 30K gusting up to 40K an hour. That's about 15 mile an hour, if I'm not mistaken. And it looks like we're going to see a good amount. Yeah, there's a pretty good system around to the northeast of us, kind of towards Regina. It is moving directly, or northwest, excuse me, moving directly east as that one skied out to right field. A tough play, and that one's going to drop foul.
So a new life for Rob Gurney as he lifts the first pitch the other way down that first base line. I think if it had been fair, it would have been caught. Wind pushing it, I think.
Yeah, said it's coming out of the south, which kind of not a common wind for Beavers and other visiting teams to play with. Usually the wind comes out of the north, but in that case it pushes it further and further towards foul territory.
Yeah, north and west and northwest are the prevailing winds here. Pitch in the dirt, 1-1.
And so, yeah, northwest wind usually will push it towards left field. With wind coming out of the southeast pushes it towards right field. So, good opportunity for backdoor hitters to try and slap one out to right field if you're a right-hander, such as this.
And that's in the air and really tailing foul.
Yeah, I mean, that's a prime example of it. Not only, too, when you backdoor a pitch like that, it's got a ton of spin. So it's naturally, even if there was no wind, it's going to tail out towards foul territory. You know, you even get a 10, 15 mile an hour wind helping it along. Boy, it really runs on you.
Yeah, I think I can say it's going to be really hard to get a ball out of here right now.
Well, I said you'll have to, you know, for a right-hander, you'll have to really hit it out to deep right center. I mean, we've seen 2 doubles from the 57s in that kind of a chord.
Yep. And that's lifted in the air to center field and twisting, giving chase as the center fielder.
Yeah.
Fujimoto went way over into right center.
Well, and that's how you're going to hit a ball out of this park. I mean, that one just a little bit under it. But you see that thing curve. You know, it started pretty much right over second base and ended up into right center. It's a long run for a center fielder, and that's the importance, too, of communication between fielders, especially your center to your right fielder, because there's going to be opportunities down that right field line, but you got to be careful for that fence.
And Ryan Weaver fouls the first offering the other way, 0-1.
Weaver, 217 average. He's got 10 hits, 3 RBIs, a triple, and 7 walks. Does have a Beaver leading 19 strikeouts, though.
Hiramoto playing in at third, wary of a Weaver bunt.
Yeah, almost didn't have to go down on that one. That you saw his hand kind of fall off. That was pretty obvious swinging strike, and now quickly down 0-2.
Hugh Montgomery at the top of the order on deck. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Second strikeout for Sam Honky, pardon me. Jake Rogensack.
Ah, I was wondering who you were thinking of.
Mixing metaphors.
Oh, we're starting to see some raindrops falling on our head. Not ours, thankfully. We're in the booth.
No doubt. First pitch to Montgomery in there for a strike.
It's a good thing I wore shorts to the ballpark.
I wore jeans.
Smart man. Whoa!
Wet ball there.
Yeah, you're starting to see your first tell will be right behind home plate. You see behind the Weyburn Beavers logo, that's going to get gummed up first, right along that line. You can almost already see some mud getting formed, and that's going to cause some slippage.
That fastball's right in the middle of the zone for a strike.
You see fans making their way under the lounge there, taking a reprieve from the moisture.
Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I'm surprised wiped that ball off and threw it back to the pitcher. Usually when the rain starts, any ball in the dirt ends up getting gunk on it. That's good for spin rate, but hard for control. As Montgomery able to get a piece of that one, keep the at-bat alive. Still fighting 0-2. So, yeah, it looks like we got some rain coming in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, they said rain was supposed to start within the next hour.
They were right.
And to show you we're serious, it'll start in the next minute. One slap foul.
It doesn't help to come up here. There's no shelter. It's blowing it right
No.
this way.
And looks like everybody is going to head to the dugouts, and the Beavers are going to get the tarps out on the field. So a rain delay in order, and we might have a rain cancellation.
Well, we'll see how it goes. It's at least a 30-minute wait, so we're going to pause and just go and play a bunch of ads for now.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you in a half hour, and if we don't, we'll see you on Wednesday.
We will give you an update. All right, we're ready to resume here at Tom Lang Park, and it's a 2-2 count on Hugh Montgomery.
Little 5-minute rain delay there.
Strike 3 called. So that didn't take long.
No.
1-2-3 inning for Sam Honke. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. After 2 complete, we're tied at 2 here at Tom Lang Park. We'll be right back.
I understand coming back to an at-bat. Usually, it's kind of tough to get back, but at the same time, it's a 2-2 count swing. Like, that's...
This number is not acceptable.
Yeah.
Logan Lynch back out on the mound for the 3rd inning of play after a brief rain delay. A lot of people in Luffy's Lounge under the roof right now.
Well, yeah, a little once bitten, twice shy this season with how much rain we've got. It was just a, kind of one cloud system that came over and dropped a bit of rain on everyone's head, but, clouds are still kind of dark, so I don't blame them.
Well, we'll see if we can get this one in.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to a 5-inning Beaver win.
No. Well, we were kind of mentioning we'll have to get some more hits. Just 1 hit so far for the Beavers in a couple innings. They're able to get a few runs, but
that an infield single as well.
And 3 walks. That's kind of what put the ducks on the pond for the Beavers. So we'll see if Lynch can have a better 3rd inning here.
And Hunter Fujimoto will lead things off here in the top of the 3rd inning and starts with a 1-ball, no strike count.
Had a single in the 1st. Drove in a run.
Swing and a miss. Lucas Geisler with the leadoff double, and then Hunter Fujimoto with the RBI single. Bit of a base running error.
Well, not really his fault.
We think it was a hit and run. If that was a straight seal, that's a pretty big mistake. But
yeah.
It's off the plate. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, you'd have to, it'd be interesting for a runner to try and steal 3rd on his own accord, especially a new player in Fujimoto.
So we saw Sam Honke do what Beaver pitching has been unable to do, and he busted Montgomery inside.
Mm-hmm. Well, and for Lynch, the 57s do have a pretty left-handed heavy rotation. For a right-hander, you have to work the inside part.
A walk.
Well, and another kind of situation there for Lynch where, Gurney set up on the inside part. He wanted that ball in and just fell off the hand of Lynch, and, not a competitive pitch for Fujimoto to try and swing at, so a free base for him.
And Hiramoto comes to the plate. Another late time call.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
Don't grant it, Jordy. Come on.
Yeah, and you got to defend your pitcher in a result of that. For Gurney, I'd ask him why. Why are you granting so late? That was a strike, too.
Swing and a miss.
Well, and I understand for Lynch, he does have a long pause before he throws, especially out of the stretch. But you have that long pause, well, then you have all the time in the world to call time. You shouldn't wait until his front leg is up.
Exactly. He's deliberate. Ground ball. Dale, a nice play to backhand that and go to second for one. No play for Weaver, so a fielder's choice. Nice play, Trevor Dale.
Yeah, that's a real nice scoop there at shortstop from Dale, able to get the lead runner. That's your first priority. Weaver kind of bobbled the transfer on the throw to first. There was an opportunity for a double play, but as soon as you bobble at that that's it. That's the end. You're not going to get a double play. But a really nice pickup from Dale, and that's the fielder's choice for the first out of the third inning.
Keegan Noller is the hitter. Noller 0 for 1.
Struck out in the first.
Swing and a miss. Curveball there.
That's been Noller's kryptonite. You know, his strikeout in the first, that's his 27th on the season. That's tough for a cleanup hitter.
There's a nice slider on the inside edge. So he's been able to bust the righties inside.
Yeah. Well, and something interesting, Hiramoto took 2 hard steps from first. Didn't get a big lead, but
Popped up. Dauphiny giving chase, and there is no play.
yeah. So that wind's still coming from the south, and it looks like it's got some velocity on it. You know, that ball is going to move, 20, 30 yards on the inside part, especially for a right-hander that slaps it.
So 0-2 to Noller, so a smart pitch would be required here from Logan Lynch.
See if you can get him to chase on a breaking ball.
Busts him inside.
Looked like a changeup out of Lynch there. Kind of tailed downwards instead of that lateral movement.
It's so hard with that arm slot to really determine, was it a changeup or a slider or a curveball? It's like, it's just difficult. But 0-2 again. Another good 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Pulled the string again.
Yep. Well, and that's 0-2 count. You don't want to have anything he's going to, make a mess out of. So back-to-back changeups kind of down in the dirt. If he does get a piece of it, it's probably going to be a ground out into a double play. Instead, it's a swing and a miss, and the second strikeout for Noller and second strikeout for Lynch so far.
Jake Steffes, the hitter. One gets away from Lynch. A nice play by Rob Gurney to spear that.
Steph's grounded out in the second to Trevor Dale at short.
Lined right at Trevor Dale, and that's going to do it. No runs on no hits. There were no Weyburn errors, and one runner was left. And after 2.5, we're still tied at 2, and we'll be back with the bottom of the third right after this.
See a little bit more rain.
We might put a little quick dry in. Might be wasting the money.
Why are you putting it there?
Excuse me, guys. That's where the water hole is.
Oh.
That area is soft.
Like, who cares about the second baseman?
That's why. Because it's soft.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, yeah. The other day, what day was that? Saturday? No. Yeah, I was working that day, Friday. It was Friday. No, it was before. before I went to. No, it was before I went to Kindersley. That was Wednesday game. That's what it looked like at 11:21 a.m. at second base on Wednesday. So
Yeah, that one, that's good.
there was less water laying there today, but
Yeah,
soaked.
that's
There's nowhere for it to go anymore, and it's raining again, and they're going to get washed out. Bill Hosgood and Logan Kinter are putting a little quick dry out there at second base, a bit of a soft spot, so trying to firm that up a little bit for the defensive players.
Yeah, a little bit of rain on and off here, so we got a pretty dark cloud hanging over center field, and that might bring a little bit more rain. It does look like a bit clear further west, and we'll see if that'll be the case. Is square up to Button, a beauty here down the third base line, a throw over to first, and
Safe.
in time is Joe Medill, as a beautiful bunt there.
A bunt single for Joe Medill to lead things off, and he liked the way Hiramoto was playing and put it down. Actually, probably bunted little too far.
Yeah,
But-
well, and with this rain, that ball in the grass, I mean, that's not a bad idea right off the bat, because it forces Hiramoto to make a really good throw on a wet ball. You know,
Right?
that grass is
Yeah.
going to be wet. There's a good chance it could slip and fly out to right field.
So Ryan Dauphiny to the plate. Takes on the outside edge for strike one.
Struck out in the first, 0-1 for him.
Medill with good speed at second. And he goes. Contact play on, and Doff fouls it off.
Yeah, that's a hit and run there. None out. Chance in an 0-1 count. You got a feeling Honky's wanting to, get it to 0-2, so probably going to be a hittable pitch. Dauphiny, unfortunately, just slaps that off and goes foul. We'll see. 0-2 as Honky tries drying up the hand.
Drying the ball,
Yeah.
cleaning the mud off the spikes. Be a challenge for the pitchers now.
Oh, totally.
0-2 the count to Ryan Dauphiny. Braden Mancourt on deck. Inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's still raining very lightly right now. Throw over and a good pick.
A
On
nice
first.
job by Adair, as
Ooh.
that was not a good throw from Sam Honky.
Not only was it just a good pick, but he kept it off the dirt, too.
Yeah.
Kept that ball nice and
Didn't
dry.
let it get muddy. Outside, 2-2. So some good glove work over there by Rydell Adair. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third inning. And Dauphiny reaches out and lines one into center for a base hit.
That's a great at-bat there from Dauphiny. Kind of a longer one. Had fouled a few off and, had a couple throw-overs, but Dauphiny able to extend the hands and drive that low outside pitch out to center field for a single. And now real opportunity here for the Beavers as Honky trying to check in his cleats. Probably a bit of dirt in it.
So they talking about another delay potentially here? Or?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if you delay it in this, we might not have the rest of the WCBL season here in Weyburn the way this year's been going.
Ain't
We had
that
one
the
nice
truth?
day on Saturday for a little while.
Yeah, for a little while. Oh, so they're going to bring some quick dry out.
Well, and one thing I'd like to see, I don't know if other stadiums or, is that it's like that white, I guess, a boot cleaner, essentially, a cleat cleaner for the pitchers in behind the pitching mound. You see in the MLB, pretty much every single pitcher after a pitch will go behind the, mound, grab the rosin, dry up their hands, and then kick their feet on that cleat cleaner, and that gets the mud out of it.
I don't know if every team, I haven't had the awareness to know. Some teams actually have their own grounds crew, but here, the guys who maintain the mound are the pitchers.
Yeah. Well, and pitchers know what they like best, and they're usually the most meticulous. You get a first baseman who maybe doesn't care as much about the mound, but especially when it comes to the feet, because for pitchers, that's a safety issue. If that, lead foot steps and ends up sliding out, you can tear ACLs, roll ankles, and sprain feet that way. So not only is it important for a pitcher, obviously for confidence sake, to know where you're stepping, but it's a safety thing as well. That's why I said I'd love to see a cleat cleaner behind the pitching mound, just an opportunity for pitchers to kind of clean those cleats off. Because that's when you're going to slip, is when the mud gets in the cleats.
Yeah.
Then instead of cleats, you have slicks.
Logan Kinter looks pretty talented with the rake.
Yeah, doing some good work. I wonder what those groundskeeper roles in the MLB pay, but I bet you it's a whole bunch of money. He's a pretty good baseball player, though. I was talking more for myself.
Yeah, I could learn to run a rake.
Yeah. Well, and that's generally the case. I mean, for myself, grew up in baseball and softball, fastball, I guess we called it, and we always had to maintain our own diamonds, especially the pitcher's mound and the batting boxes. Those were what get chewed out first. So, before the game, during, and after, it was us going out with rakes, with tampers, with quick dry or whatever, and trying to make it as nice as possible. I mean, for yourself and for the opposing team as well.
So the cleat cleaning tool remains behind at the back of the mound.
Is it there?
Yeah, I just saw Cam Williams toss
Drop it down. Yeah. He was listening to me.
What's that? A cake spatula.
It's a cake spatula.
I'll tell you what it is. It's a tool. It's a tool that's fitted to design into where the base pegs go to clean the dirt out of the
yeah. I know
sleeve.
those. Yeah.
Yep, that's what it is.
And I mean, it's just something. You see Honky there using it to get the mud out of the cleats.
But you're right. It's not raining that hard, and you got to get some ball games in at some point.
Yeah. Well, it's actually, I think the rain has subsided momentarily. I don't see it falling anymore. So, but once it falls, that mound especially becomes muddy throughout the rest of the game, and takes the sun to dry it out.
Yeah, it ain't going to dry out tonight.
No.
So Braden Mancourt will be the hitter with 2 aboard and nobody out. Shows bunt and pulls it back, takes strike 1.
Maybe just trying to see what the infield was doing on that bunt. It didn't look like he was really serious about laying it down. Mancourt, single in the first, came all the way home on the 2 walks and a wild pitch.
Well, it's not going to be a bunt situation now.
Well, no, and that was the pitch for Mancourt to hit. It's at an 0-1. It looked like a changeup on the bottom half. He could really get around it, but now in a bit of a situation here, 0-2. Did see a little bit of lightning to the northwest. Lightning. I saw a flash, but I mean that could be in Regina right now.
Yeah,
if
there's
the Red Sox are playing tonight.
There's no thunder.
No.
So
That could be a long way away.
So 1-2 the count to Braden Maincourt. Austin Boylan on deck for the Beavers. And that's tapped on the ground. That's going to serve as a bunt and a tough play. Honky didn't get over to cover, and that's going to be an infield single.
Well, and even if he did get there in time to cover, that would have been a really tough play. That is a swinging bunt out of Maincourt. And an infield single. 3 straight hits for the Beavers here in the bottom of the third will bring up a hot bat in Austin Boylan to the plate.
Yeah, a bunt single, an infield single, and a real single.
Yeah. Any way you can get it in a real big opportunity. Bases loaded with none out.
Boylan walked his first at-bat. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 0-1. Austin Boylan from Minden, Ontario. Attends North Dakota State University in Fargo, North Dakota. And that's going to get the job done. Fly ball to center. Fujimoto has it. Goes to third. That's a smart play.
Nah, not a bad idea. I mean, you're probably not going to get that throw into home on time with, the speed and Medill. Throw it to third, and that keeps the runner there at second. Biggest thing it does is it keeps the double play in. So now a ground ball can get you out of the inning with limited damage.
Yeah, it's a real smart play. I mean, if you try to come home with it, those 2 runners are advancing.
Yeah.
So you still have the ground ball in play here. But Austin Boylan extends his team RBI lead with his 18th of the season. It's his second sack fly of the season. Had one in Moose Jaw in extra innings. Scored the courtesy
run,
runner, whatever,
in garbage time.
Ghost runner, whatever.
Yeah.
So 1 ball a strike to Trevor, or 1 ball the count to Trevor Dale. And he wanted to swing and didn't. Maybe he should have.
Well, he kind of got away with that first pitch. It looked pretty good there on the inside part. Maybe just ran in a little bit too far. As we're starting to get some more rain here.
1-1 the count. And Dale lifts that to right field. That's going to score another one. Or
nope.
No, it's not.
No.
Sorry, Doff.
Just,
well, he advances Doff.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a fly out. And Doff advances. Maincourt unable to tag. Yeah, I was thinking it. Yeah, I'm
thinking it was still bases loaded, but I mean that's that was kind of a low pitch, and he was able to get under it and put it out to the outfield, just kind of curved right into the right fielder's glove. It does move Dauphiney over to third, and now, a pass ball situation could get you another run in, especially if, with the rain, the risk increases.
So Jared Cramp with 2 out. I heard a little thunder.
Yeah.
Outside, ball 1.
No, off my right eye, I'm kind of noticing some more thunder and lightning to the northwest, kind of towards Francis area.
I think we're going to get shut down here pretty quick.
Probably agree.
That's fouled. 1-1.
Well, I said it's raining. Like the forecast was 70% of rain off and on. So, if you take a look out at right field, it looks clear.
Oh.
But that could be a half hour. We could have an inch of rain, by the time that comes around.
Yeah. Especially with a thunderstorm.
Yeah. Well, and said the Thunder and Lightning obviously increased risk because that one also dribbles foul.
Rob Gurney on deck.
I better hope they have extra towels in that dugout, as it's tough to keep those balls dry.
You're fine.
The 1-2.
That gets away. And that will score Dauphiny. That's a big wild pitch. Look at Mayencourt. Just keeping an eye on him there.
Yeah, probably not going to do that. I mean,
He took a look.
Yeah.
He took a look.
you don't want to get thrown out going to third because a single will probably drive you in. Mayencourt's got some good wheels there, so
don't be the third out at third base.
yeah, you don't want to be the third out in third base, especially with a wild pitch like that. You might have an opportunity to draw a walk, but said that is the importance of that sacrifice fly, even though it's not technically a sacrifice for Boylan out to right field. You know, brings the runner to third, and a wild pitch brings him in.
With two out, he doesn't have to worry about making sure the liner's through, so there's a really good chance he scores on a base hit to the outfield.
Yeah.
Center fielder's shallow, though, so it'd be interesting. And that's looped to left.
If he can get over his head, and unable to, as left fielder makes the catch.
So fly out to Lucas Geisler to end the inning. The Beavers get 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no swift current errors and 1 runner left on base in scoring position. So after 3 complete, the Weyburn Beavers 4, the swift current 57s 2, and it looks like we're going to go out there for the 4th inning. So we'll be right back with it after this. That'll shut this game down faster than anything.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Umps are calling it.
Yeah, that's right. They did it.
They saw that flash too.
I was sort of hoping they didn't.
We are again in a rain delay.
All right, folks, we're heading to another rain delay, so we'll be right back and with an update for you probably in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.